In the heart of Ouidah, there is a small room where over 50 living, breathing pythons crawl freely across the floor, waiting for you to walk in. Most travelers fly right over West Africa thinking there is nothing to see, but they are missing out on the most underrated country on the continent. Benin is a place where history is alive, where the ground you walk on holds the secrets of the powerful Dahomey kings and the origins of voodoo. Today, we are going to explore 20 incredible things to do in this country, from floating cities to hidden underground bunkers that tourists rarely find. By the end of this guide, you will know exactly how to navigate the markets, what the food tastes like, and why this is the spiritual heart of Africa. Benin is often called the cradle of voodoo, but forget what you have seen in scary movies, because the reality is much more fascinating. It is a country of deep respect for ancestors and a history that changed the world, especially when you look at the Kingdom of Dahomey. This kingdom was one of the most powerful in Africa, known for its fierce warriors and the way it interacted with the Atlantic world centuries ago. Our journey starts in Ouidah, a coastal town that feels like a living museum, and your first stop has to be the Route des Esclaves. This is a moving 4-kilometer walk that traces the final steps of enslaved people before they were forced onto ships across the ocean. As you walk this path, you will see statues and memorials that tell a story of pain, but also of incredible human resilience and strength. The walk ends at the Door of No Return, a massive concrete arch on the beach that stands as a UNESCO-listed memorial to those who left. Standing there with the wind blowing off the Atlantic, you can almost feel the weight of the millions of souls who passed through this point. Just a short walk from that heavy history is something completely different. The Temple of Pythons, where snakes are worshipped as protectors. You can actually go inside and have a python placed around your neck if you are brave enough, as these creatures are considered sacred and harmless. The locals believe these pythons brought water to their ancestors during a war, so they treat them with the highest level of care and respect. After the snakes, you should head to the Ouidah Museum of History, which is actually built inside an old 18th century Portuguese fort. The red walls of the fort still stand strong, and inside you can see artifacts that explain the complex trade between Europe and the Dahomey Kingdom. To finish your time in Ouidah, you must find the sacred forest of Pas, where hidden shrines are tucked away under massive ancient trees. Legend says a local king turned himself into a tree to escape his enemies. And today, that forest is a place for prayer and quiet reflection. Leaving the coast for a bit, we have to talk about Ganvi, a place often called the Venice of Africa because it is built entirely on water. Over 30,000 people live in wooden houses on stilts in the middle of Lake Nokwe, and the only way to get around is by boat. You will see children paddling to school and women selling fresh fruit from their canoes in a floating market that feels like another world. The people of Ganvi originally moved onto the water centuries ago to hide from slave traders, and they have lived there happily ever after. If you need a break from the water, head down to the beaches of Grain Popo, where the golden sand stretches for miles without any crowds. This is the perfect spot to watch the Mono River meet the sea, a place the locals call the Bouche du Roi, or the mouth of the king. You can take a boat trip through the mangroves here to see how local families still produce salt using traditional methods that haven't changed in years. It is quiet and peaceful, a sharp contrast to the high energy you will find when you move into the big cities like Cotonou. Cotonou is the heartbeat of Benin, and you haven't really experienced the country until you get lost in the Dantokpa market. This is one of the largest open-air markets in all of West Africa, spanning over 20 hectares and selling everything from electronics to spiritual charms. The smell of smoked fish, the sound of thousands of people bartering, and the sight of colorful fabrics will overwhelm your senses in the best way. While you are in the city, make sure to visit Fondation Zinsu, which is a world-class museum dedicated to contemporary African art. It is free to enter and shows that Benin is not just about the past, but also a leader in modern creativity and global culture. For a more relaxed vibe, head to Fidros Beach on a Sunday afternoon to eat fresh grilled fish while listening to local live music. You will see families playing in the sand and vendors selling cold drinks, making it the best place to people watch and soak in the sun. Just a short drive away is Porto Novo, the official capital, which looks very different because of its unique Afro-Brazilian architecture. Many formerly enslaved people returned from Brazil and built colorful houses in a style that you won't see anywhere else on the continent. The Ethnographic Museum in Porto Novo is another must-see, especially if you want to understand the intricate masks used by the Yoruba people. These masks are not just for decoration. They are used in ceremonies to represent ancestors and bring balance to the community. Now, we need to head inland to Abomey, the ancient capital of the Dahomey Kings, which is where the real power once lived. The Royal Palaces of Abomey are made of earth and mud brick, but they have survived for centuries as a testament to the kingdom's strength. Inside the museum there, you can see the thrones of 12 different kings, some of which are famously mounted on human skulls. You will also learn about the Dahomey Amazons, an all-female military regiment that was feared by every colonial army that tried to fight them. If you want to see something truly secret, ask about the Agonguinto Zungudo underground town, which was discovered by accident during road construction. These are subterranean bunkers and living quarters built by the military in the 17th century to hide from enemies and launch surprise attacks. Walking through these cool, dark tunnels gives you a sense of how clever the ancient Beninese engineers were at protecting their people. As you travel further north, the landscape changes from tropical forests to rugged mountains and vast, open savannas that feel wild. The biggest challenge for most travelers is the distance, as getting to the north takes a full day of driving on bumpy roads. However, the reward is Penjari National Park, which is arguably the best place in West Africa to see big game in the wild. You can see elephants crossing the rivers, lions lounging in the tall grass, and hippos splashing in the watering holes during the dry season. Right next to it is W National Park, a massive trans-border reserve that is a paradise for birdwatchers and those who love untouched nature. In the northern highlands, you will find the Atacora Mountains, which offer some of the most beautiful hiking trails in the entire region. Hidden in these mountains is Tenugu Falls, a double waterfall where you can swim in natural green pools to cool off from the heat. But the real highlight of the north is the Tada Somba houses, which look like miniature medieval castles made of mud and straw. The Somba people built these two-story fortified homes to protect their families and livestock from wild animals and invaders long ago. You can actually stay with a local family in one of these houses to learn how they live in harmony with the mountain landscape. It is a slow, traditional way of life that makes you realize how much the rest of the world has rushed away from nature. If you can time your visit for January 10th, you will witness the National Voodoo Festival, the biggest celebration in the entire country. Thousands of people gather on the beach in Ouidah to dance, sing, and watch the high priests perform rituals that honor the spirits. You might see the Zangbeto, who are known as the Guardians of the Night, wearing massive costumes made of colorful straw. They spin in circles so fast that they look like human haystacks, and many locals believe there is no person inside, only a spirit. Another incredible sight is the Gulade masked dance, which uses rhythmic drumming to honor the power of women and elderly mothers. When it comes to eating, you have to try ignamapaile, which is yam that has been pounded into a smooth, dough-like consistency. It is served with a rich peanut or vegetable sauce and is the ultimate comfort food for anyone living in or visiting Benin. You should also look for wagasi, a local fried cheese made by the Fulani people that is salty, crunchy, and absolutely delicious. Traveling around is easiest on a Zimajan, which is a small motorcycle taxi that can weave through traffic and get you anywhere for pennies. Just make sure to wear a helmet and agree on the price before you hop on the back of the bike. Benin is a safe country, but it is important to always ask for permission before taking photos of people or religious shrines. Respect is the most important currency here, and a little bit of French or the local language fon will go a long way. The people are incredibly warm and will often invite you to share a meal or a drink if you show a genuine interest in their culture. You might come to Benin for the history, but you will stay because of the feeling of connection you get to the land and the people. It is a place that challenges what you think you know about Africa and replaces it with something much more beautiful and complex. Whether you are standing at the door of no return or watching lions in the north, Benin stays with you long after you leave. There are so many layers to this country that one trip is never enough to see it all, but these 20 spots are the perfect start. Check our video descriptions for the best deals in hotels and accommodation, flights, attractions and tours, travel eSIMs and insurance, transfers and airport services, trains and buses, car and bike rentals, cruises, package tours.